All right. Good afternoon, all. Welcome to this live session on the course BDM. So today, actually, we will discuss about uh, all the concepts, not the concepts. I will address your questions on assignment 4. So can we start? Uh, yeah, before that, let me share my screen. Yeah, can somebody confirm whether you can see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Oh, all right. Okay, so we'll just first go to the question. So in this question, what is being asked? Suppose you have a set of candidates, and I'm not going through the, the exact question. So we have some candidates. From that, we have to select, we have to rank them among themselves. So we have a set of criteria. The criteria is given here: year of experience, appraisal history, skills, key projects, duration of current role, bench duration, and when the candidate will be available. So if bench duration, for just say giving you overview, bench duration is like, say somebody currently don't have a project, so they are waiting for the project to come. This is called as bench duration, and the data might look like this: a sample data. So here are the employee names. These are the employees whom you need to rank. Then these are the different attributes for all the data, for all the criteria. Now, based on this data, you need to rank these people among themselves. Any doubt in that, in the question?
No.
Okay, all right. So here you have two questions. First question tells us the rank, do the ranking considering all the criteria have equal weightage. Okay, and the second question is, you consider these weight column. For example, so out of, see, among, this is the relative weight. For example, if I am considering the sum is 100%, so this first criteria have 20% weightage, second criteria has 10%, and so on. Now we have to make this ranking like that. Now in the lecture, what was discussed, first you need to do a data preparation. Okay, so here suppose your year of experience already it is given, and you need to say normalize. Now, why normalization is required? Normalization is actually a very important part of this all analytics project. Generally, that step is being overlooked. But what happens, say you have multiple criteria. One of the criteria is in the range, say 1 to 10. And second criteria, the magnitude is in 1 to 100. So if you combine these two criteria into one, so the magnitude might have an impact on that. So to avoid that, we actually bring down all the criteria into the same scale. So that is why we use normalization. Now here a couple of questions here. So what kind of normalization techniques you use? So the simplest one is, say I will use like this. Say I will divide every data point by the maximum of that column. Now if you can see, now this data set is ranges from between 0 and 1. Similarly, you can do the rest of the criteria also. For example, here also suppose you have the bench duration is given, it ranges between 2 and 4. I'll do the normalization here also. Can you see now both this both the criteria are in this same scale from 0 to 1. So now you can actually compare also this criteria. You can come, if you combine this criteria, then there will be less impact of the magnitude. And similarly, you have to do this normalization for every year. Now there are different techniques for normalization exist. You can use z-scalar, say x minus mu. Mu is the mean divided by the sigma. That is also one. Then you can do, say, mean median. You can use that. But the simplest one will be this one, what I have showed you. And this is what I think the lecture Professor Milin has explained. You can better, if you can use this in your assignment.
So do you suggest normalizing even those appraisal histories and things like that, because that is counting, right, greater than 0.7, so we get 3, 1 or 2, so we normalize that as well?
So see, in appraisal history, what is given? More consistent, the better. So you have to find how consistent the appraisal history is. So if you could remember in the lecture how they have done, they have counted how many times suppose this candidate has got appraisal more than 0.7.
Correct. Yes, sir.
Okay. So if you combine this to the count, so they again will be numerical scale.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3 it will be.
Yes.
0, 1, 2,
And
3.
also, yes, that also you can normalize.
Okay, sir.
All right.
Yeah.
Don't no need to go for the standard deviation, variance, all sort of things.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
And so when we are considering the equal weightage, there are 7 different criteria. So we divide 100 by 7 and find that is the weightage. Would that be the right way to do it?
Say on the criteria, suppose I am telling this is your criteria 1. We have this criteria. Okay, now you suppose you create a composite score. Composite score is nothing but the weighted sum or division, whatever it is there. So this is your composite score. Now I'm telling you, so this have a weightage of 20%, say 40%, because I'm just comparing two criteria. So I'm considering this is 40% and this is 60%. Then what will be your composite score? It's a weighted average. For example,
0.4 into 1.
Yes,
okay.
Exactly. So
Yeah,
that is
sir.
what the question means.
Yeah, but sir, when it is an equal weightage, so I just I just take the sum and it will be like each one equal percentage, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
when you consider equal weightage, then it's just the sum.
Yeah.
Suppose you have 5 criteria, equal weightage all are 20%.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you no need to do this weights, multiply that. But here again, you have to remember one thing: the preferences. More the better, more consistent the better, more skills the better. All are more, but the last one is lesser the better.
That's the biggest confusion, sir. What to do for that actually?
That means, suppose if you have more year of experience, you will prefer that candidate. Then suppose it is more consistent that candidate is in terms of appraisal, then you will prefer that candidate more. But in case of when a candidate will be available, say you are notifying the job today and you want a person next 1 month, but somebody itself not available in next 1 month, you won't be preferring him, right? Him or her.
But so subtracting that with the weightage, is that the right way to do it? I don't know, because I Googled it and I found different ways of doing it. It is either reciprocal or subtraction.
Don't do the reciprocal. See, again, these are the complicated things. Like it is like we are not telling you that say it is inversely proportional, inversely related. Just telling lesser the better. Less the time window, you'll prefer that candidate. So simply, so difference will be
better, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
So for the equal weightage, can we take average?
You don't need to do the average. You need to
Because
consolidate.
The weightage is here. You said it is in 20%, 10%, right? So when it says equal weightage, that is 100 divided by some number of criteria. So into that comes to, let's say if there are 5 criteria, 100 divided by 5 is 20 each, right? So 0.2 into each will be, it comes to the average, right? So average is also valid composite score for equal weightage, isn't it?
Yes, either you can do the average or you don't need to do the average in case of this equal weights, because the things ranking won't make any difference the ranking. For example, if I'm doing a ranking in that, where actually I'm not taking average, just summing it up. And next thing again, say I am dividing this by a constant value. Say sum will again is say 100. I'm dividing everything by 100. Still your ranking will be same. But only thing, in case of weighted average, you have to do that weightage. Like instead of 40%, you have to use say 0.4. That means 40 by 100. So there is a weighted average. So in case of equal weightage, you can either sum it up or you can take the average. It will be same. Average means it doesn't mean like these values. You take the average of this thing.
Average horizontally.
Yes, not the horizontally also. It is a weight of the average of the weight. For example, you can either do equal weight average. Equal weightage means suppose 50%. So you can either put 0.5 into this plus 0.5 into this plus 0.5 into this. See, this won't make much difference because this is nothing but divided by 2. The sum divided by 2. It will happen with everything. Can you see?
Yeah, right.
So it doesn't matter whether actually you are taking 0.5 into multiplying or simply taking the sum. It doesn't matter. Your ranking will remain the same.
Also, the normalization, can we do with the sum of all the items?
You can do that. Normalization only means you need to bring down everything to a single scale. And while you use normalization, you have to use the same normalization criteria, like same approach for all the criteria. So I'm telling this, the simplest way is like the each point divided by maximum in the column. So that is what.
But the result will vary, isn't it? If
Exactly.
I use
That's why to remove the confusion, you better use this x by the maximum of that column. I think that is what Professor Millen has explained.
Yeah.
So better stick to that in the as long as the exam is considered, because a lot of the things evaluation is automated. Suppose what will happen tomorrow, we have to again raise hit a flag that my score is not correct, then I have to do a manual correction. So to avoid that, you can directly put the same criteria, like same approach what Professor Millen has taught.
Okay, all right.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, you can also search like different types of normalization criteria. For example, Z-scalar, mean, median, then division by mean, division by max. There are a lot of normalization criteria, normalization procedure will be there, methods will be there.
So could you just explain about the layout of the different sheets as well? I mean, as in the data processing is all the consolidation that we do here, and then only the final ranks come into the ranking sheet. Is that the way it is? I mean,
yes.
If you could walk us through that entire.
Yeah. So okay, the candidate data, you have this raw data. So don't do all these things there. Okay, whatever I'm doing, all these steps to do it in the data processing side. You can see you have employee names, year of experience, normalized year of experience, all these calculations, then finally consolidating in calculating the composite score, everything you've done it here. Then just in ranking one, whatever I have given, you just copy this ranking part here so that we can automate the evaluation. Similarly, for question 2, you have to mention this rank. I have given you this column.
So, the ranks needn't be numerically arranged, right? Then, I mean, the names are arranged and we need to put the ranks accordingly.
Yes. So how, in whatever the order I have given you the names, you just need to copy the rank against that. Okay. Don't further sort it out.
Fine, sir.
Okay. And also this template was forwarded to you, I think, day before yesterday. Did you get that? I forwarded you through notification. I asked
yes, sir. Yes, sir. It came.
Okay. Okay.
So is it mandatory that we should have only so many number of rows, so many number of sheets in the template, or the result sheet names is what matters?
So do you need actually additional sheet? That is my question is, see, you have the data, then we need this two ranking and your calculations. Because
No,
in a
by the
calculation,
by the
yeah.
time I received the template, I already did the calculations. So now in order to condense it into so many number of sheets that are provided in the template, I'll have to rework the calculations. So
Then you can
just
do one thing. Yeah. So then we can do one thing. Just create these two additional sheets. Ranking 1, ranking 2. Okay. In data processing, if you have multiple sheets, then name it. Like what is the step? For example, I am doing normalization in these sheets. In the second sheet, I am creating the composite score. That also you can do, because we want to know the average step. Because if you see the evaluation criteria, I think it's given here. We have given the evaluation rubrics.
Yeah, it's there in the submission sheet.
Yeah. What happened? Because there we want to see whether all steps are available or not. Oh, it expired, sorry. So we want to see whether you have followed all the steps. That is one major criteria. And next thing is the hard coding part. Yeah, there is one question, hard coding. Hard coding means, suppose I am calculating. I want to find out how many skills this candidate is having. So this has 2, it has 3. You should not count it manually. You have to use Excel function. Say text to column, then you count. In that way it should come, because it has just now it has 10 rows, but in reality you will have millions of rows. Then what will you do? So you should not do any hard coding. Your formula should be available on your Excel sheet. Otherwise you lose marks.
And so those questions are just for us having a direction, right? We don't have to answer them or anything anywhere.
Which questions?
Like hard coding is used or something.
No, there is marks. It carries marks.
No, sir. I'm saying, have you used hard coding? Do you have to answer that yes or no or something like that? Anywhere?
Yes, you use that. So we'll compare that, because anyhow we have TAs. We actually try to fully automate that, but also for we believe the candidate, they actually mention appropriately yes or no, but still we have the provision of
and where do we mention that, sir? I mean, that's the question actually. Where do I mention whether yes or no? Suppose
okay, that you're asking. Oh, we are not asking. Oh, that thing is for evaluation. Sorry, those are rubrics where we'll be using.
Okay, strictly. We needn't answer to them anywhere, right?
Yes, you no need to answer. That for the teaching assistant will take care of that. They will evaluate whether you have used hard coding or.
Okay.
A question about the number of days of availability. So if we normalize with the maximum value, so we get something in the range of 0 to 1, right? But that value, we want the lesser to be better, right? So then we need to subtract from 1 to make it equivalent to others, right?
Come again. I missed in between 1 point.
No, the number of days of availability, basically we want it to be the lesser number.
Yes.
Right. So it's some kind of a cost to us, right? We want that cost to be less.
Yes.
So in order to make it equivalent to the other criteria, we have to subtract it from minus 1, right? To make it equivalent to other criteria, where we want more to be, better.
Is it required? Because if you have in a similar normalized way, you do the normalization for this criteria also, but while you making the composite score, you just give a negative weight to that.
No, but the border numbers, let's say somebody is 2.47 and other is 2.46. Maybe subtracting from 1 will make it 2.48 for the person who is in 2.45, right? Then his or her ranking will increase. Just because we did not subtract it from 1, it is not equivalent to the other criteria where we want the value to be more, isn't it?
In that case, either you can say round it off to decimals, and while you're ranking, the decimal also will be accounted for in the Excel. Otherwise, we just check your Excel function only, because suppose if that 2.45 and 2.4 is your concern, then that also will appear in our calculation also. when we evaluate in our answers, that also will impact our answers. I think in that case also, you won't be penalized.
Now, the procedurally, what is the approach? So
That is
something
like
is
you
something
give
is
a
cost
negative.
to us, so
Yeah.
we have to we are taking all the weights to be positive. I mean, criteria values will all be positive, right?
Yes. But
So
only thing, if it is lesser or better, your weight will be negative.
how it will be negative?
Because
Because number of
yeah.
days of availability is always positive, right?
Yes. Then
So
you normalize. Suppose it's normal in the scale of 0 to 1.
correct, correct.
Okay, so the person who has the maximum days to join, he or she will have the maximum number on a scale of 0 to 1.
Correct.
Then you weight multiplied by a negative weight. Then
So
you sum it up everything.
So we have to multiply by -1, is that?
Yes. Suppose the weight is 20%, multiplied by -0.2.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
So, sir, I have one doubt regarding the days of availability.
Okay.
Sir, in that sheet, format of the date is given incorrect. So we need data cleaning there. So,
Which one?
sir, in the sheet.
Here. This one is you're talking about?
No, sir. Yes, sir. Availability. When the candidate will be available.
Yeah.
This one. So in my sheet, 28 August, suppose it is written 28 August, then it is written comma is written. So I need to clean it. Otherwise, the date format is not accepting.
Okay. Yeah, you
So,
can convert to date.
Okay, so means I have just removed the means a comma, but I haven't written any formula.
No, you have to use formula. You can convert this. You can convert the string into dates using, say, you can find like say day.
I think it is date already. It is just displayed like that. If you just see the
written the first cell format cell is date only.
Yeah,
okay.
Correct.
Even though, sir, if you put the comma, na, it will accept the date as format. It will not change the when you will apply the formula, then it will show the value error.
Okay.
So what I have done, I have removed the comma, then it is accepting the formula.
You mean to say only here one comma will be available, sir?
Yes. Suppose you first. Yes.
28, say August and 2021, something like that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. For me, it is coming like it's appearing fine. Either you can do one thing, you can go to format cells, you can try there. That will be better if you can fix in that way. Otherwise,
sir, yes, sir. I had spent a lot of time in this one, and later I configured that it was just because of the comma error. It was not accepting.
So that comma also you can do one thing, right? So if suppose the comma is there, you just make it text to columns.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That I can do.
That you delimit it. Okay, then all the comma will come into single column, then drop the column.
Yes,
like,
sir. Yes.
I mean, you can concatenate, don't drop the column, you can concatenate later words.
Okay,
that way you can do, it'll be better.
Okay,
because it had in practical scenario, these things are common. Like you will have lot of chunks for any kind of analytics or data science projects. 70% is the work where you have to do the pre-processing and cleaning. 70%. And you might see there's one, do you know Andrew Ng from MIT? I think in Coursera, they have actually conducted an international conference just to clean up the data only. Because 70% of time, since all people are involved in data cleaning and preparation, so they are actually conducting a conference to arrive at a global solution.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Miss, I can definitely feel the pain because I struggled for 2 days, and even sir, it is miss with the version change in the Excel also. It changes
exactly
because I tried it in the different Excels also.
And you can also face problems. Suppose when you do the same thing on Python, whatever you can see here, and when you import the data, this format might not be same. Whatever you are seeing, the same format may not appear in Python. And
Yes.
when you export from Python also, the data may not look like that, how you see on Jupyter Notebook or somewhere. And there also it creates more problems. So yeah, data processing is a big thing. So 70% work on an average, you'll be involved in this preparation part. And mostly these are unstructured data. So unstructured data will say make your life a lot worse.
Yes, sir. But sir, this course is helping us to resolve the other issues in the real life world also. We are not more confident.
Okay, good. Good to know that.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. My doubt is over.
Okay.
And even yes, sir.
So what is bench duration and why is it longer the better?
Yeah, so bench duration is saying mostly it is if you see the service companies in IT sector, we'll have the bench strength. So there will be a lot of people who currently don't have projects. They'll be waiting for projects to come. So suppose your bench strength is more, that means you are wasting your capital in paying the salary and they are not into any projects. So you want to hire some people who actually already longer duration in the bench, and also it will impact their motivation also. So you want to pick the person who has spent a lot of time in the bench.
Okay. Okay. So this is a priority label. It is not a sign of the capability, right?
It's not a sign of capability. Generally, in service company, they actually maintain a surplus capacity because they
Right.
have to. Yeah. So that is the main reason. Bench will be always there. It's not like they are incompetent, but they are not incapable. But the company need to maintain surplus capacity.
Okay. So if I have a different approach to normalize the bench data, could I try that? Can I use my
You can
own?
try it, but only I am telling. Suppose if you want to do as a personal interest, it'll be better. Then you can try. You can discuss with me also. But suppose in case of this exam or submissions, better to stick to whatever sir has told, because most of the evaluations are automated. And tomorrow, what will happen? Suppose you lose marks, then you have to again raise flag and tell that okay, this marks I did this thing. Then I will do that if it is there. So I'll do the manual evaluation, but the process will be there.
Okay, because I would like to normalize it on a scale. For example, something should be on a scale of 0 to max, 0 to 1. So for example, years of experience, I would subtract the minimum because I don't want the lowest experience guy. I would rate him a 0. Okay, if I have a choice, why would I take the 0 experience guy? So the experience. So by subtracting the minimum and then dividing it by maximum, I would get a more normalized score.
Yeah, that also is fine. That also again will come between 0 and 1 only.
Right, right.
Yeah,
But
yes,
right.
that also is possible.
Because right now somebody with 2 years experience just is getting a score of 0.4667, which to me doesn't seem right.
Yeah, so
I
that
mean,
normalization also you can use definitely, but I'm just requesting, like in case of submission, you stick to say whatever is taught, like the same X by max. Then we can also discuss about what additional normalization methods we can use.
is that the only method recommended for the assignment? Divide by max?
For the current, we can do. Otherwise, you mentioned on top of that while submitting that I have used a different method. Then again,
No, I don't want to complicate, so we're coming to finals and reviews.
yeah. Then
So
I will. Yeah, then I
divide
will
by
do
max.
manually. Yeah,
Divide
divide
by
by max.
max.
That'll be better.
Okay. All right, got it. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
So there are two different weightages that we need to work on. Should both of them come under the data processing sheet itself, or can we generate a new sheet for two different weightages? Is that okay? Or
you can do all the calculation in the same data processing pre-processing part.
okay.
You just want to figure out whether you are using hard coding or you have followed all the steps.
So basically,
But
we
only-
copy down those consolidated, I mean, the ranks, and then we weight it, and then finally find the final rank
Yes.
on the sheet itself.
Yes, only rank, only this rank need to copy to this subsequent things, because this thing will be automated. Like we have a Python script, we'll run it that.
Okay.
But in case of data processing, it is like manually we will check. That teaching assistants will check.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Any more question? Right. Do we have any more questions? So we will wait for another 2 minutes. If nobody has question, we can drop off.
Sir, regarding the bench strength in the IT in the service industry. So, sir, I am working in the manufacturing industry. So we don't have concepts like that. So, but what is the problem with us, that we are not able to utilize the full capacity of the equipments? Like suppose my plant is a 500 megawatt plant. So at the top, the national level also, capacity utilization is not more than 70%. That we say plant load factor. So more of the emphasis of the management is to utilize more and more the resources. So it is 70%. So make it 75 or 80%. So can we compare both the things? Means similarity. Can we draw some kind of parallel?
Yes. So generally, see, I don't have much. I don't have actually any experience in manufacturing industry. So I have only studied or say when I was doing PhD, I was involved in some consultancy projects. So what I knew, so in manufacturing also, they also have some reserve capacity in terms of machine hours. So in service, it is in terms of man hours. They will make this bench strength. So in case of manufacturing, they will have some reserve capacity on the machine. Suppose a machine can work for 8 hours a day. Still, they will utilize, say, 7.5 hours. Because of other machines, possibility that some other machine might break down. So these machines will take up that load. So this is the only thing I know, because that is you have to answer. You are from the manufacturing industry. I actually want to know if anybody in this audience have any experience on that. You can elaborate.
See, when we are doing in the IT sector, okay, that whatever the man we are allocating, that is based on the project cost, okay. And in IT, if you are going to search, you need at least 2 to 3 months. Before that, you cannot take a person directly. But when you come to the manufacturing company, the persons are able to join in 1 month because they are able to release in 1 month. They don't have to knowledge transfer, the KT, more in the manufacturing compared to IT sector, okay. So that's why in IT sector, we are keeping a say of a 10% or 20% of a, you can say as a bench, okay. So that if some person will go, there should not be any impact on the project, because there is a deadline. Of course, in manufacturing industry also a deadline, but there are some maintenance people who are actually maintaining. They can also deploy in the actual line and they can work it. But in IT, you cannot deploy it. Like if it is a networking guy, you cannot ask to code in Python or .NET. They cannot do it. Okay. But in manufacturing company, they are able to do it. That's why if you see in manufacturing company, more contract peoples are working compared to the on payroll people. Now the something is coming in IT also, but in manufacturing it is more. That's why the bench concepts are not more in the manufacturing compared to IT. Cost matters, deadlines matter.
Okay. Yeah, a nice update. Thank you for that. Jitendra, your questions, your address?
For my means perception is that these bench strength or capacity strength is based on the key resource. For the service industry, the key and the majority of the money is into the salary of the people. For the IT industry, majority of the expenditure is on the going to the wages of the people. But in the manufacturing sector, it is only hardly 2 to 3%. Major cost is the equipment. So whatever is our critical resource, we are keeping it as some kind of surplus. This is my perception only. I do not know exact idea.
Also, one thing, just for manufacturing, is it the demand fluctuation also has a role to play here?
Yes,
because
yeah, like if you see in the Diwali time or in the year end, okay, when there is a load or they got a big contract for car, like if, for example, Tata Motors, they got a World Truck. When they got the contract, they are working in 3 shifts. Okay, so what they are doing, they are not hiring the permanent people. They will hire the contract people from other companies, and they will do it. But once the work is over, they are actually firing it. They are not keeping in a bucket where they are able to pay. But contrast in IT, they are not always throwing out. They will keep someone, because there can be an impact that if I will throw 10 people, other 20 people can go. So there is some problem, and the project will be and the IT in one project, the persons are working like maybe 100 or 200. But in manufacturing, it's like 1,000, 2,000. Okay, so it can impact a huge demand production, and also there is a concept of union. Okay, you cannot hire and fire. So that's why manufacturing, this bench are not that much, you can say. That's why they're using this consulting firm. Take the peoples and just cancel the contract. Okay, your contract is over. But IT, it's not, but slowly it's coming, you can say. It's coming slowly in the IT sector also.
Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, do we have any more questions?
Hello.
Or any more discussions, any more perspective?
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, do we have any other member from the from the course support?
No, for today, no. So today the session was exclusively set up for assignment 4. So I was the person in charge of that. That's why I am only available.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, a quick question since you're asking for discussion. In this project, why wasn't the outgoing person Abhijit's profile provided? And we have to find someone with the skills of the outgoing person.
Yes.
Why is
Exactly.
that?
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. Yes. True that we need to improve that, so it will make the scenario more realistic. So yeah, when we prepared a project, so focus was mainly on this calculation side. Okay, that's a good point. I'll note it down. I think I will improve that next time, definitely. Abhijit's profile, sure. Then we have to set the question also according to that. So we need to have something which matches closer to Abhijit. Those kind of questions.
True, yes. My project manager would require an ideal replacement.
Yeah.
At the least cost.
Yes. Or for this week, do you have any more suggestions or something you want me to do or want sir to do? Because this case is unique in the BDM courses, that other cases deal with structured data. This case deals with unstructured data. That is the only core focus for this case, this week for assignment.
So I think for unstructured data, we would have asked the candidates to write a paragraph each why they're suited for the role. Then it would be unstructured. This is still structured. These are all quantifiable. They're all
yes
enumerable. So how is this unstructured?
Yes. Okay, sure.
Sir, I just have a doubt with respect to the online exam. Can we opt out of this online exam if we choose to submit this capstone, or is it mandatory to write that exam?
Can you check the documents provided to you at the beginning of this course? It is mentioned there, I think, capstone, and there's one more assignment. I'm not sure last year it was having. So you have to check this document provided to you, the rubrics of this course.
I think best of two will be available.
Okay.
Any more question?
Hello, sir. Good evening.
Yeah.
There was one criteria, right? Like we need to get the appraisal history. So we are having for each candidate, there will be like 3 appraisals. So how can we calculate the aggregate of those 3? Can we use an average or maximum?
No, it is given the question, right? So say for processing the appraisal history, use the cutoff to be 0.7. I think Professor Milin also have done the same thing. You have to count how many times the candidate has got appraisal more than 0.7.
Okay.
So you have
let's consider like all 3 times he got appraisal greater than 0.7.
Yeah.
So can we consider him like the best one?
Not based on. It's like you want to have this consistency, right? Consistency means how many times he has got more than 7. Consistency basically means the standard deviation of variance. So we're not going into that. So we have to find how many times a candidate has got appraisal more than 0.7. So total 3 years of history is given. So out of the 3, how many times he or she has got appraisal more than 0.7? Suppose every time the candidate has got more than 0.7, that's very consistent. But you have to find a count because we are quantifying that. Then the count you have to normalize.
Okay.
Okay, understood it?
Yeah, understood.
I mean, sir, in the place of data processing, that particular page, we have to dump in all the 3 normalization and 3 other steps in
all the calculations. Yeah, all the calculations you have to put it there and make sure you don't make it pretty cluttered, cleanly. Like for the step you give the proper label. Okay, this is the step I'm doing.
So in case in the data processing, both 1 and ranking 1, ranking 2, both the, I mean, as you know, first 2 process will be same for both of them.
Yes.
Only the third one differs. So for the third one, you have to provide that appropriate label, like 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
But final ranking, you need to copy to this rest of the shades. So this names I have already given to you. Don't change the order. Just copy your rank here.
There should not be any hard coding.
Yeah. No, I'm telling like you have been given these names in a specific order. Don't again further sort it out. Don't change the order. Yeah.
I mean, it is the same order in which we got this mail, correct? Now, so submission.
Yes.
Okay.
But the only thing is like it's not like if you change the order you lose mark. Definitely not. But if you keep the order same, then evaluation will be easier for us.
Sure.
Yeah.
Means employee name we don't have to sort. Only the the ranking will not be in the sorted form.
Not only in the same order I have given to you. The name should be in the same order. The ranking will be accordingly. It should not be sorted.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, what is seat 1?
No, there is like I did something.
Okay.
You can delay. It's nothing.
Sir, with respect to this final exam, can we expect these kind of spreadsheet works in our exam, or
spreadsheet calculation won't be there, but such kind of question will be there, which you can do in a piece of paper, smaller version. Yeah, will be there.
Okay. I mean, it's not like proper spreadsheet what we do in assignments, but similar.
Yeah, similar to that. Smaller questions will be there, but this kind of calculations you have to do. That
so
you can
it
use.
it would be a data set that is given, and we'll have to work on that on a paper and with a paper and pen.
Yes, so data set, that data will be available in a question paper itself. It won't be provided as Excel sheet.
Okay.
Then either you copy paste to another Excel sheet on your system, or do piece of like on a piece of paper. Is up to you. I think it can be done on a piece of paper itself.
Because Excel sheet, I doubt if they allow, because that changing tabs is not allowed. So.
Okay, then it on paper. Yeah.
So, sir, in the final exam, so like in the other subjects, what happens? The more emphasis is from the week 6 to 12.
Is it like that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What are the courses? Is it in BDM, BA, TDS?
Suppose I am giving MLF and the TDS and BDM. So in MLF and in the previous 1 year also, in the final exam, though the syllabus is full, but more emphasis from the week 6 onwards.
No, BDM last year was equal weightage for every week. I think
Yes,
MLF, I don't know.
That's why I'm asking, sir. For BDM, it looks like more emphasis on the week 1 to 4.
No, final question you'll have, say, final exam you'll have equal weightage for all the weeks. All weeks will be covered. That is what last time we did like that.
Okay, sir.
In fact, you can expect, say, all the concepts from week 1 to 12. There might be a question where multiple the concepts from 2-3 weeks will be covered in single question. That also is possible because all the concepts are related.
Yes, interrelated.
Yeah. Any more question?
So, just final one, I want to clarify, madam. So for the tomorrow's exam and the previous one exam, best of 2 will be counted.
Just check on your rubrics.
Okay, sir.
That will be better. That will be better.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Because that is, I think, that answer only a professors can give.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. No issues. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Hello, sir.
Yep.
Tomorrow there's one quiz exam, right? So, like, I wanted to watch the summary of first 4 weeks. So, is there any summary lectures available for first 4 weeks?
No. You have to watch all the 4. You have to make your own notes.
Okay.
Sorry. Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Actually, in the week 4, now there is a summary lecture. Professor GV. It was mentioned by Professor GV. So there is a summary of week 1 to 4. It is available in the portal.
It is even available in the PPT slides towards the end.
Yes, actually, week 4.
Slides. Okay. All right.
The summary of week 1 to 4.
All right. So that is like, I think it's the last years we have revision. Some live session was there before the exam. Yeah, got it. That was uploaded as a video. Yeah.
So at the end of every week, I can get the summary lectures, right?
So far, are you getting that?
No, sir, not for all week. Not for all the week.
Is available at the end of week 4. That's it.
Yeah.
Not for all weeks.
Okay. Thank you,
I mean, there's not much relevant information at the end of every week, right? I mean it's very basic. So they have clumped it all together and patched it at the end of week 4.
Okay.
So you can see in the lecture PPT slides section.
Any more question? So we'll wait for 1 more minute. If we don't have any question, we can drop off.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
So I was going through the quiz one paper as well, just to see where I was going wrong. So I'm not able to find a detailed solution for the same, like calculations of formulas maybe.
Okay,
Because
I'll
the slides kind of have an oral reference to formulas or terms. There is no written down reference to formulas. So since I'm a commerce student, I'll have to go back to my 11th, 12th ka eco textbooks to get the basic formulas of price, equilibrium, etc. Like that equilibrium question came in quiz one. Yeah, so like, is there any way we can get a formula reference? Because I don't know what I'll be expecting. I didn't expect equilibrium as a big sum in the exam, but it did come. So I did lose marks there. So
you want the relevant. Yeah.
Popcorn one question, sir. We want you to discuss that question once, please.
Which
if it's
question?
possible. So that popcorn one question, equilibrium was asked in that question.
Okay, then okay. So in that case, the quiz one I have to ask like my teammates to discuss on that because I don't know
sir.
this question. Yeah.
So, but is there any way we can get a form?
Can you post this what your suggestion or what your expectation in the discourse, because then relevant person will pick it up from there, and then we can also discuss it, sir. Or
So,
if no response comes, then you can. If no response comes, then you can tag me. Oh, for tomorrow. Because I don't know.
I don't want to be puzzled with the entire textbook of economics and go through all the formulas just because I don't know what I'll be expecting tomorrow.
Yeah, I think somebody's answer solution is there on discourse. Yeah, somebody already put in a chat. Yeah, follow discourse, all the threads. You'll get all the solutions. If not there, you can post it there. I can only do, like, I can inform my team.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. In fact, suppose you have posted a question and the instructor have not responded, somebody who knows from the team, they also will answer. That also will be helpful for you. If you're worried about tomorrow's exam, might be before tomorrow somebody might answer. Any more question? Economics formulas. Okay. All right, and if we don't have any question, we can drop off. And yeah, thank you for attending this session. Hope the session was useful for you, and wish you all the best for tomorrow's exam.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Bye bye.
Thank you, sir. Bye. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.